CJ Stroud was angry that he got a 73 rating in Madden, but former Texans quarterback Deshaun Watson got a 78. Let's talk about it in the locker room.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room.
One of the final intense storylines that in the big scheme of things probably doesn't matter too much is Madden ratings before training camp. Before training camp begins, everybody's talking about their Madden rating, and you can minimize it. At the end of the day, someone could be rated a 42 and they end up going out there and playing well, and they're going to end up with a better rating. But make no mistake about it, players care about their Madden rating. It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. I'm Landry Locker. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 610 and on the Odyssey app. We'll be at training camp next week. Going to be fun. CJ Stroud should get his contract signed in the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for that. We'll react to that. We'll post that reaction to that as well. Just subscribe, like, and ride along. Players care about their Madden ratings. Is it the end-all, be-all? No, but they care about it. And quite frankly, these ratings aren't done without factoring in any level of performance. Deshaun Watson, coming off a poor end to the season for the Cleveland Browns, he got a 78. CJ Stroud gets a 73. He was not happy with that. If you don't believe me, here was the EA Sports, the reaction that CJ Stroud had.
On Power 89.
It's all right. I got more, but it's cool.
Yeah, I know you got more.
Who you know who got the highest?
You got a little more?
I know I do.
Okay. Don't get mad at me. Are you ready for your overall rating?
I don't know.
73.
Come on, man.
That ain't bad.
A 73, dog.
73, dog. So he did not like his rating, but that can improve. I think it seems to me like a fair rating. I don't see anything wrong with CJ Stroud being a 73. That seems fair to me. And it's hard for rookies to get in the 80s. But Deshaun Watson, former Texans quarterback, he got a 78. And let's just put this in perspective. We're talking about a guy that 3 years ago, we were talking about Deshaun Watson, and there was debates over, if he were in Patrick Mahomes' position, would he have had as much success as Patrick Mahomes? I think he probably would have been in better position to succeed. I don't think anyone with a logical mind can dispute that. I also think Deshaun Watson is by far the best quarterback in Texans history. I know a lot of people are saying Matt Schaub. No, Deshaun Watson was a lot better than Matt Schaub, and Deshaun was somewhat of a victim of a system and a bad organization. Matt Schaub, I think, was a beneficiary. And he probably had a little bit more around him. You can cancel out Andre, you can cancel out DeAndre, but Deshaun damn sure didn't have Arian Foster. He damn sure didn't have Gary Kubiak, Owen Daniels, etc. I say all that to say that I respect what Deshaun Watson has done, and I respect even what he did for the Houston Texans. And even when we were talking about the off-field stuff, I covered it as fairly as I could. I was as critical as I could be of Deshaun Watson. I did say on the back end before any of the allegations came out that you could kind of see a change in Deshaun's personality. Went from kind of the servant leader writing books to overly materialistic in a strange way. An Instagram post in which he said eliminate 9-to-5ers from your life was weird to me. I don't think he's like some sort of huge entrepreneur. I could hear Michael Rubin or someone saying that, but someone who's a servant leader who has the camera on him and he's given his cafeteria, he's given his game check to cafeteria workers. It seemed kind of good. And it seemed kind of weird. And you can kind of see that type of change. I do wonder if Deshaun is on the decline, but with all that said, 78, dog. CJ Stroud said 73, dog. 78, dog. Is that where we're going with Deshaun Watson? Let's take a look at some of the quarterbacks that are ranked ahead of Deshaun in the Madden ratings. And by the way, if you were curious, Davis Mills is a 67. So the Mills Truthers, Davis Mills is a 67. So Patrick Mahomes is a 99. Okay, that's cool. Burrow's a 95. Josh Allen's a 94. Lamar Jackson is a 91. Jalen Hurts, 88. So that's 5 quarterbacks. Dak Prescott is a 87. Justin Herbert is an 87. Aaron Rodgers is an 86. Kirk Cousins, 84. Tua 83, Trevor Lawrence 82, Geno Smith 81. That's 12 quarterbacks. Jared Goff 80, Kyler Murray 79. And then we get to Deshaun Watson, who's tied with Derek Carr at 78, and just 1 point above Jimmy Garoppolo and Russell Wilson. Is that too harsh? Is this some sort of punishment? Are they factoring in everything? I do think Deshaun Watson, the days of saying he's unquestioned on that second tier, I think that needs to be proven. We need to see him with the full year in the system with the Cleveland Browns. But I do think that the stability in which Kirk Cousins functions, you've seen it on the quarterback thing, and Patrick Mahomes functions, and they seem to really value football. I do think that is something that I wonder if Deshaun Watson possesses anymore, with the brand changing. And I'm not again, I don't know what did or didn't happen off the field. I've never been someone to jump to those conclusions. We covered it as good as we could. Anyone who listens to the show knows that. We covered it aggressively, but I never made assumptions. There was a lot of hearsay and stuff. So I'm not saying that, but even before then, there were questions. Where's his head at? What is he valuing? You put an Instagram video up this year of him going to Clemson or whatever, and you would have thought it was basically a PSA for private jets and stuff like that. And look, he's earned the right to have that mindset. He can value whatever he values. You've heard Peyton Manning talk about it. You see it with Mahomes. You see it to a certain point with Cousins. You really just got to kind of live football. You don't have to, but if you want to succeed at that level, you just kind of got to live football. And I don't know that Deshaun Watson lives football. I think there's been a transition. He's been through a lot mentally, so maybe there's a desire to unwind, whether it was his own doing or not. But I just want to see how Deshaun handles this. And they're talking about giving him like more input and stuff. I don't know that that's necessarily a good thing with Deshaun. With that said, 78 seems a little bit harsh, just a little bit. I think that he's a better quarterback than Jared Goff, but we'll see. We'll see how Deshaun ends up looking. And the other thing is this. The other factor with Deshaun is, he's on social media a lot. And you heard his attorney, Rusty Hardin, even say, he lives on Instagram. And I mean, we've seen how he's, set up some things on Instagram. He's not getting the love that he used to get on social media. And I think this Madden thing too, it has to be humbling at least, could be motivational, but make no mistake about it. NFL players care about their Madden ratings. You've seen a lot of Texans players talk about theirs. When Deshaun Watson sees 78, it's got to make him feel some type of way. Maybe it lights a fire under him. And we see what we saw from him, a few years ago and when he was with the Texans. But from just the way that he gets talked about on social media now, that's got to be a little bit of an adjustment for him as well. Does it matter? Who knows? Do Madden ratings matter? I would say yes and no. Big picture, you still control your own destiny. Small picture, it's kind of a mix of what people think of you as a player. And it's just a cool thing that people like and people get into. Appreciate everyone for coming through. We'll see if CJ Stroud can get that 73 up. Definitely going to get his bank account up. That contract is coming in the next couple of days. He will be on the field at training camp, and we will react to that, and we will be at training camp. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Were they too harsh with Deshaun Watson? Were they too harsh with CJ Stroud? Leave it in the comments. Subscribe, like, ride along at Landry Locker on Twitter. This has been another edition of the Locker Room. No matter what happens with the Texans, when it comes to this stuff, we are all in this together. Have a good one.
Texas talk, yeah, you know what we about to do. Localize, every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock.